Reuniclus was a really solid Pokemon when it first debuted in Generation 5, but has slowly gone down in its usefulness with each passing generation. It's a difficult Pokemon to get to work in singles, honestly. What it could really use is a Mega form. But for now, it's been given a Redux form instead, as well as some buffs to its base form. However, do these changes really make Reuniclus worth using, or are there better options out there? Redux Reuniclus's typing is pretty obvious. If you guessed Electric Fairy, what's wrong with you?
You stupid.
It's a fire-water type, a very unique and interesting typing, a decent amount of resistances and a decent amount of offensive utility. One of the main problems with this type combination is their two respective weathers, sun and rain, will cancel each other's stab moves. Its stats are very similar to regular Reuniclus, dropping its special attack to 115 and raising its defense to 85. Well, it actually gets some very unique abilities and moves that will help with this issue. Catastrophe is the innate ability that fixes the issues with weather, boosting up its fire moves in the rain and water moves in the sunlight. This is especially useful against teams using sunlight to reduce damage from water moves, unknowingly boosting up the very weakness they're trying to avoid. It doesn't really work as well against teams using rain, but it has moves like Energy Ball to deal with water types. It does get two amazing moves that when paired with the respective weather do insane damage. Hydro Steam is a water move that boosts in sun, and Super Hot Flame is a fire move that gets boosted in rain. With Stab, these moves are 160 base power, which is obviously very strong. However, its other innates help these moves even more. Water Bubble doubles the power of water moves as well as prevents it from being burned. For fire, it gets Flaming Soul, which is a very good ability, giving fire moves +1 priority when at full health. And for a Pokemon with 30 base speed, having such powerful priority moves is very useful. All three of its abilities it can pick from are more defensive. Overcoat blocks weather damage as well as reduces special damage by 20%. To me, the most useful of the three. But it can also have Flash Fire, giving it immunity to fire, which only does 1/8 anyway, and Water Absorb, giving it an immunity to water, which hits it neutrally. Redux Reuniclus can hit very hard in the right conditions, and can be a threat, but it struggles a lot to reach its potential when in singles. It needs help having weather conditions or Trick Room set up for it, and it can't even set up its own sun. Its best uses are fights like the 4th and 8th gym, where the enemies use weather for their teams. Now let's talk about the better Reuniclus, the OG Psychic type version with a little more special attack and a little more special bulk. Honestly, their stats are so similar it doesn't really make a difference. The thing that separates the original from the Redux form is its abilities, which allow it to hold its own rather than rely heavily on a partner Pokemon. Mainly because it can set up its own Trick Room just by entering the field with the ability Twisted Dimension. Trick Room Pokemon are always really powerful, but the drawback is that getting up Trick Room can be difficult. But nah, Reuniclus doesn't need to worry about that. It doesn't need to worry about any extra damage thanks to its innate Magic Guard, which includes Life Orb Recoil, bringing up its power even higher. And when it does take damage, specifically contact damage, it's cut in half thanks to Liquefied, but it does give it a water weakness. Well, when it does take damage and the Trick Room ends, it can swap out and come back with more health thanks to Regenerator, setting Trick Room back up so it can begin its assault again. To me, it's obvious how much better the original is, and if you need a strong Psychic type, Reuniclus does a solid job. So, what are your thoughts on Redux and original Reuniclus, and which one do you think is best? If you liked the video, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe for more. Shout out to all the new members, and I will see you in the next one. Peace.